Episode 1 of Flight 2023 dropped, and it was sick. What is going on, guys? Matt O'Leary here with my reaction and recap to Episode 1 of Flight 23, Ascension. Wow. First and foremost, just have to say, well, actually, first, hang on. Follow on socials. Make sure to subscribe to the Just Jets podcast, and also you can call in and leave a voicemail. But first, I just have to give an absolute well-deserved shout out and credit to the Jets videographers and Jets video crew and social crew for putting this together. I'm blown away. Each year it gets better and better and better, but it was basically one of my notes here. I did just pretty much notes in my recap. It was pretty much 48 minutes of a hype video, which was just, goosebumps the entire time, adrenaline high, ready to run through a brick wall. It was so cool and so well put together. So episode 1 starts with, well, kind of a bad or sour note with the Jets being eliminated from the playoffs, and then the press conference at the end of the season. And it talks about, or it shows, I guess, Robert Saleh and Joe Douglas talking about them wanting to add that veteran quarterback. It was just, that's where it started, looking to upgrade that position. Next note, I said it's so well produced. They showed the trip out to Aaron Rodgers in Malibu. They had Rich Eisen was the one who was narrating it again. He does a great job with that. But then they showed people like Peter Schrager and Garofolo just talking about and taking you through what the reaction was, at the time and what each thing was. So, and also and we'll get to it in a second, but they used so many different voices for this video too. Really cool. Rodgers on McAfee saying that my intention is to play for the New York Jets still gets me amped up to this day. So I loved seeing that again. That was great. Something that really stood out that was maybe a little different than the rest of the episode, because like I said, it was mostly a 48-minute hype video, which was, again, just awesome how they put that together. It was really cool. But it was Nathaniel Hackett talking about when they got to the free agent portion and the wide receiver position. They were talking about what he really likes at the wide receiver position, and something that he said was intelligence at wide receiver. And yeah, obviously you want someone with a high football IQ for all 53 guys on the roster, but that doesn't always happen. You end up taking bets on someone who has a really high, athletic upside, kind of like when they drafted Ashton Davis, for example. Incredible athlete. Football IQ was a little bit behind because of lack of experience. They thought that they could teach that to him, and it hasn't really worked out. But at the wide receiver position, he talked about intelligence and versatility, being able to play a bunch of different roles, learn this quickly, learn multiple positions quickly, which is kind of why Allen Lazard was someone that made a lot of sense. And Allen Lazard, when he signs in the video, there's a behind the scenes about him talking about his, versatility that he could add to the offense. And look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Lazard's going to have 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. I think that is completely unrealistic. But I'm really excited to see Allen Lazard. He was one of my favorite free agent options. And I think he's going to be a really good role player for this team. Somewhere around 700 to 800 receiving yards, maybe 5 to 7 receiving touchdowns, and just a nice red zone threat, nice jump ball guy, really good blocker in the run game. Again, is he a star? No. But is he a solid wide receiver who does the little things that don't necessarily show up in the box score? Yes, I think that is completely fair. And he's comfortable with Rodgers. Randall Cobb and Allen Lazard being here to help install the offense, I don't think you should discredit that. And I'm not saying, again, force feed them the football or anything like that because they're familiar with Aaron Rodgers. That's not what anybody is saying. But, when you're learning a new system, and there are a lot of similarities with, what Mike LaFleur is doing and what Nathaniel Hackett's doing. But I think it's going to be, good with getting them going quicker because they have some people who are familiar with it at pretty much each level, except really running back. But at quarterback, Aaron Rodgers obviously familiar with it. At wide receiver, Lazard and Cobb are familiar with it. And on the offensive line, Billy Turner is familiar with it. So you have they provide pretty cheap depth, which is a good thing, and also the familiarity. Next up, for the Aaron Rodgers trade. They showed when the actual trade went through, and Adam Schefter was like, all right, hold on, and then goes through. But they had reactions, and look who made it in Flight episode 1.
I literally had to pull over on the side of the road because Aaron Rodgers is a New York Jet.
They had the video, the iconic video now where we were pulled over on the side of Jerusalem Avenue. I was going absolutely nuts. So many Jets YouTubers and content creators were involved in this. Really awesome. Ryan was there, Richie, Boy Green. They used Michael Nania's voice. They used Jet Central's voice and a video clip from Jet Central. Hoodie Johnson, which is just, I love those videos on Twitter. So good. And I love that they, recognize the fan creators. I guess one, well, bias, but I am a fan creator, so it's nice to get that recognition. But, I say it all the time, we're lucky as Jet fans to have so many good content creators and so many outlets to consume Jets content. And I like that the team recognizes it. I think it's a good thing. And then that was pretty much it. On it, the introduction day was included, and that was basically the end. I liked Rodgers joking with the kid on the production team who's like, "Can I mic you up?" And he's like, "No." And the kid was like, "Oh, okay," and backed off real quick. And he's like, "Yeah, come." But yeah, it's just, as I said, basically 48-minute pump up video, which is just so sick. Really had me excited, and I can't wait for the rest of the episodes. Breece Hall was tweeting after episode 1 came out. He loved it, but he said in one of the episodes it shows, just how ready he is going to be for this upcoming season, how much work he's put in. Really cool, really well done. Last year the last couple of years, I believe they've dropped all of them in the series at the same time. So usually I would just binge watch them and then do my reaction at the end. But kind of just wanted to go through and give you my reaction to the first episode, my overall thoughts. Thank you so much for joining me today. Really appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, comment, share with a friend. Love you all. I'm Matt O'Leary. I'll catch you next time.